All right, guys, welcome back to Scruffy Live Sessions, baby. This is your host, DJ Scruffy, and I am here to present this amazing episode and welcome our new guest, Liz. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh, hello, I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. It's been an eventful week. It's been an amazing year, and what can I tell you? We're here today, man. I'm just so excited to just get into it and like share our
Hmm.
story on how we met and everything.
Yes.
This is great. Um, but tell me about yourself, real quick. Where are you from?
Well, it's a little complicated, I guess you could say. So I was born in Puerto Rico, Bayamón, Puerto Rico.
O
I was
sea,
raised in Kissimmee, Florida, and then I moved to Jacksonville, North Carolina, and I finally just moved out of there in December to Port Charlotte, Florida, and now I reside in Cincinnati, Ohio.
oh man, you've been bouncing
So
around. You're like me. I'm all over the
yeah,
place.
still trying to find that perfect little spot.
Where's your tribe at, man? Where the hell is your tribe?
Mhm.
I
Right,
love
we're
it.
just trying to figure out where's the spot that really calls to me. Where's the spot that I really want to be at.
There you go. Hey, I feel that because I went from like Florida to like 15 years in Florida. Well, from Colombia to 15 years in Florida to 3 years in Vegas to coming on 3 years here in Long Beach, in Los Angeles area. I live in LA, but I work more at a Long Beach area. And man, dude, it's been a journey. So after moving in all the different places, what would you say has been like your favorite place and like why?
Hmm. Um. Honestly, I would have to say here in Cincinnati.
Hey,
Here in Cincinnati, because of the simple reason of I don't know. I'm still indecisive on it if I want to go to college for architecture, but at the same time, now I'm slowly starting to become a human rights activist. So I think I want to get my degree to do that type of deal.
okay.
But I appreciate building structures very much. I appreciate the antique feel, the old school touch of things. And there's a lot of that here in Cincinnati if you're trying to see some old school structures. There's plenty of beautiful buildings. The apartment building that I live in is beautiful. So that's what I like about it here.
Oh man, I can imagine. And I've never been to Cincinnati, but I can relate to that. When I visited Oregon, Portland for the first time, and I went to a place called Borqueno Tacos, Borqueno, and it was a taco spot. But driving around the city, there must have been a law out there that said you cannot tear down anything because everything's historical. Like everything looks so old school and like hippie, hipster. I don't know, I don't know. The architecture just really like got me at all. So I resonate with that. So when you say
Mhm,
you'd want to get into
mhm,
architecture, like you'd want to design like your own buildings and your own
mhm,
installations.
mhm. I'd want to design somewhere around like a modern meets 30s to 40s house styles type deal.
Oh wow.
I want to do somewhere in between that type of collaboration, but I want to be able to add in my twist.
Okay.
Um, as I had mentioned with you before in a conversation before, um, I very much so am in touch with the 40s, the 1940s. I absolutely love that era, the furniture, the stoves, the refrigerators, everything about it. It calls out to me in every single way possible. And I don't know why, but it's like a jackpot to me. It's like my little happy spot. If you want to make me happy, take me to an antique mall and you'll see me glow up. It's like that's like my candy store. Just take me to an antique mall. That's it.
Oh my God, that reminds me of a place in Vegas, closer to like not necessarily the Fremont area, but off of Sahara. It's like a small art district, and the
Mhm.
like a whole street of just pure antique spots. I mean, and some of them are like antique spots and bars, so you can like be in a bar and also like be looking at antiques and you could buy anything there, or some of them are just like collectives for you to enjoy. Yeah. So next time you're in Vegas, I'll
Mhm.
try to get the name for it. I'll try to get the name of the place for you.
You should. Oh my god, you should, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be traveling across country one to, to be doing like a self finding spiritual healing and closure. I'm gonna be finally finding my happy place, my happy spot, by doing a cross country and visiting every single state and telling people about my story and being able to spread my story and give people strength by my story.
Oh man, so we're talking van life cross country. Oh man, I like
I'm
that.
talking like Volkswagen 1950s, 1960s
Okay.
Volkswagen van. I'm
Mm,
gonna cruise across town, like across the country like that, just
oh,
like that.
some OG gangsters, rolling inside. But I know you're gonna have like a spaceship interior with like,
I'm actually gonna be putting a whole full size mattress in there, if not a twin. I'm gonna be having like a setup to where I can have a portable kitchen that I could just take out and I could cook out, whenever I need to stop and cook and eat. I'm gonna have it set up kind of like my own little safe home slash office space, I guess you could call it.
wow, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Oh my god, that's like a dream, man. I definitely wish you the best on your journey on that. I want to see it come to light, and we're gonna be tracking it very close here at Scruffy Life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I love it, and let's and real quick, I just want to share. I want to actually like thank out loud like the internet and like the creators out there, but that like create platforms for people to connect, because
Absolutely.
I have to admit, like I want to start by sharing everybody that I'm just like grateful to have met you. And one day I was on Instagram and I was just like looking at stories and I kept on getting this ad. I got it like 3 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Literally 3 times in a row after seeing like one or two stories, and I thought that was a little odd for the algorithm. I'm like, why is it trying to push me so
Mm-hmm.
hard on this platform? And the platform was actually called Tin Can, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And hopped in there, made a quick account. I'm all about like testing it out. What really called my attention was how small the user base was. That
Mm-hmm.
fact that it only said 10,000 users, I was like, okay, what's this? So I got on there, and I think I jumped on your talk show. What was it? Can you
Mm-hmm.
please remind me of the name of your talk show on the Tin Can?
Yes. So my at there is Miss Deadpoolio, which that is also my Instagram name if anybody would like to look me up. My name is Lizzie M on my tin can, and I had my own little podcast set up somewhere around last year. I've had my podcast for a while. I decided to make it because I was going through a phase in my life where I was very depressed, and it was during COVID, the very serious part of COVID.
Yeah.
um, I didn't have any friends, I didn't have anybody to reach out to, and I was very depressed and by myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a podcast, and I'm gonna do what I feel that I need to do is speak. And that's what I did. I started uploading some clips and I started going on my lives. And then I took a good long break last year from Tin Can. Um, then I came back this year, and a lot of my viewers and listeners were still there. And they were like, "Oh my God, you're back." And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Where have you been?" And, I sat down and I told them, um, unfortunately, I had something very traumatic happen to me, Um, but the fact that you had something call you out, it tells you a lot. It tells me a lot just as much, actually, because that means that that was a sign for you to cross paths with me.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I can't
now
stress
that
that
we're
enough.
here, you're helping me be able to tell my story of what I went through. And hopefully, with my story, you're able to have all of these listeners that you have, you know, tell others about this story. make them very aware of what is going on in America now. It is very heartbreaking and it's very sad and it's right under our noses, just like that. And we're not awake to it as much as we need to. And it's saddening.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely think there needs to be a massive awakening about the system and just how people are treated and just everything about it. It is definitely room for improvement in so many areas. It's actually disgusting
Mhm.
and disturbing.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I couldn't agree with you more on that, honestly. As I said, within the traumatic experience that I have gone through, I put my trust into the judicial system and to the government like I thought I should have. And I reached out to them thinking that they would keep me safe like I had asked, and they failed me.
Mm.
And now I don't know how to feel. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I've had a couple, traffic tickets here and there, but I never thought that when I needed the system as much as I did after going through such a traumatic experience, that they would fail me the way that they did and that they would betray me the way that they did.
Mm.
And it's heartbreaking.
Man, I can't believe that. Just when we need the help as Americans, as human beings, and we don't get the justice and the help that we need, it's awful. And this is when I heard your story and we spoke about it on your podcast,
Mhm.
I immediately wanted to bring more attention to your movement and your cause because I
Mhm.
definitely like it needs more attention. It needs more attention for what you currently have going on, and it needs more attention for for all the people that are currently not taking action if they
Mhm.
face anything remotely close
Mhm.
to that.
Mhm.
And this is why we're here. And
Mhm.
take us on a journey, Liz. I want you, I
Absolutely.
want you to share with us. I want you to share with us from your your journey and how we can be of help, how our listeners can take action, how we can support back, how we can join as a community and make sure that we do the call to action to help you in what you currently got going on, and to
Mhm.
also inspire any listeners, anyone out there that just simply doesn't have it within them to voice out and get the defense and justice that they deserve. So
Mhm.
by all means, Liz, the mic is yours.
Absolutely. So, I'm not sure who needs to hear this, but you need to come forward. I understand you're afraid, but you need to come forward. I'm going to send every amount of positive energy to you to have to go and speak if you are in a situation of the sort. So, on December 11th, I was human trafficked and raped. Um, I was sold against my will for drugs. The man who sold me also plotted in the most horrifying way possible that anyone could experience how he wanted to murder the man who raped me. And the fact that all of this happened that night, I never knew it was going to happen. I never knew that something of the sort would come that night. And it's hard for it. As you see, I get stuck the way that I do because it's hard. This is the trauma that I have, and this is the trauma that the government doesn't see. This is the trauma that you guys are just getting a piece of, you know, just me getting stuck up on my words and, getting a little cold. I lock up because it causes me to just kind of lose my breath to think that I was in such a situation. But in the middle of me, getting raped, um, the man who had sold me had came in, and he had made it seem like he had wanted to watch, and he kind of just was conversating, trying to act all cool, and I'm looking at him, and I'm too afraid to call for help because of the simple reason that the man that is on top of me, for one, is about, I want to say, easily 300 and something pounds. No offense to the heavyweight community. And on top of that, I'm not racist by any means, but this was an African American also. So he was tall, he was big. I'm afraid to say anything. I'm afraid to do anything. So the man that sold me just looked at me and didn't really care that I was getting raped right in front of him. So he walks out, he comes back in, and he goes into the right corner of the room, right next to the window. And he stands in that corner, and he plays it out like he's watching once again. And I look over, and it just happened within the blink of an eye, that fast. He had turned around and he had smacked my rapist in the back of the head, right here, exactly where it connects. I'm not sure if you see it right there where I'm pointing.
Yeah, I see
Right
that.
where you connect, he got smacked right there. I heard the skull crack. I still can hear it clear as day. My rapist stood up and said, "Bro, you cracked my shit." They got into an altercation. Things got very nasty. Um, the girl that I was dating at the time, me and her we had actually split up. We were trying to work on things a little bit, but we weren't. So we were kind of like roommates slash friends slash dating. So we were kind of like, we didn't really know what to call ourselves, but we still had love. So she came in, she starts fighting. Like everything's happening really fast. I'm on the ground, I'm crying, I'm rocking myself. I'm just going like this. Like I'm just like I I'm trying to cleanse myself somehow. And I look up from just sitting there rocking back and forth and looking down, and I look up, and when I look up, I just see the fact that the man that had sold me is just hacking and slashing and stabbing my rapist up like he was just some doll. It's just practice. Like it was just natural for him to do something of the sort. Like he had no emotions of it. And the most terrifying thing that this man could have done was that he stopped stabbing my rapist just to look at me and grab me right like this and tell me that everything was going to be okay as he has blood on his face. And then he turns around and he continues to stab my rapist. Like, how dare you tell me that everything's going to be okay? Like, you are traumatizing me doing this. So, after, my ex is still in the process of fighting this man. So, he finally gets loose and he bolts out the door. But this man is crying. Like, I can still hear this man's cries for help. He runs out. I'm sitting back on the ground and I'm rocking back and forth, and I'm just like I'm losing it on the ground. Like I don't know what to do with myself. So the man that sold me runs back inside and he's like, "Give me the fucking keys." And I'm just like, "All right, fine." So I give him the keys, and he takes, like, I want to say 5 minutes outside or so. And he comes back in and he has a gun and he holds this gun in my face. And he's like, "If you fucking say anything against me, I swear to God, I will kill you and everything that you love."
Oh man.
I have kids. You can't tell a mother that. So, of course, I'm going to freak out. Of course, I'm going to cry even more. Of course, at,
Yeah, that's
at this
traumatizing.
point, I am afraid. I don't know what's going to happen to me. So I have to make it look like this man is the hero. So, my ex,
I mean, he threatened your life.
exactly. Yeah, like,
Like,
so I have to
I'm
make him look like a hero, even though he threatened my life. Like, okay, I might as well do it. Like, I got to do it just to keep my kids safe because I refuse to allow something to happen to my family. So my ex is on the phone with the police finally. My rapist, mind you, he ran out with just a t-shirt on. He didn't have anything else on. He just had a t-shirt on, no pants, no socks, no cell phone, no car keys, nothing. I don't know what happened outside, but I go back into my bedroom and my ex is still on the phone with the police and I'm a mess. I go to the hospital, I get the rape kit done, the detective comes, I tell her what happens, and I make it out to be like the man who sold me is my hero.
hmm,
So after I'm done and I'm released, I go back home. My neighborhood is still blocked off like a crime scene because of the simple reason that my rapist left blood all over my neighborhood. There was bloody handprints on my neighbor's window.
man, that's
Like
scary.
it is
That's
scary.
very scary.
And the detective told me that my rapist was about roughly 45 minutes close to death because he was slashed in the back of the neck from shoulder to shoulder, multiple stab wounds, multiple self defense wounds all over his arms. This man had got hurt severely. I understand that he had raped me and he did what he did, but I feel like he shouldn't have got it to the extent where he almost lost his life the way he did. I feel like he should have just been caught and locked up because I could have described him.
Yeah.
But I can't control somebody else who has told me that murder made him horny. Someone who told me that the sight of blood made him excited. Someone who had been on a drug binge for days. And just the day before my rape, I went in his house to check on him because I tried to be a friend to him before he turned on me the way he did. I go in his house and there's blood all over this man's house. I'm talking about all over his fridge, all over his cabinets, all over his floors, all over his walls. Like, I thought he killed his cat,
Hmm.
but he didn't. I found his cat. Everything was fine. It turned out it was cut from his finger.
Huh.
But this man is dangerous, I'm telling you.
Um.
This man is, I don't ever wish this man to ever meet anybody because he calls himself the puppet master and he lives off of manipulating others. It's disgusting.
That is disturbing. Oh man.
So, after I had got released from the hospital, so the 11th, the 12th, the 14th, the 15th, 4 days, I stayed silent. On the fourth day, on the fourth night, I had saw that the man that had sold me was tapping his window with a knife and smiling and yelling, just smiling and yelling as he's just tapping this window with a knife, trying to get my attention because of the simple reason that he was trying to send me a message. During those 4 days, I stayed awake because I had people coming around my house to harm me, and I didn't know who, but I couldn't get a lick of sleep even if I tried. I was in danger. So I finally broke And I told the detective, if I tell you the truth, can you please keep me safe? Can you protect me? And she assured me that she could. So the next morning, um, she comes and picks me up, and I tell her the truth. And um, she even, I complied through and through with everything. Like, I answered all her questions again. I even gave her a written statement, even though my hand had hurt because I was awake, drawing, trying to occupy my brain, trying to make sure I was going to be safe because I was listening
Right.
all night. So, what am I going to do all night? I'm going to draw. So, I finally break and I tell the, I write everything down. I even give in the written statement. And then I ask him, okay, so where do we stand? How are you guys going to be able to protect me? Is there a witness protection program? I'm sorry, but there's nothing that we can do for you, such of the sort. The most that you can do is file a restraining order.
What? I just don't understand how they can compute those two things together. Like, this happens, and this is what you tell the individual.
What is a piece of paper going to do for me? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. I don't.
So
Hmm.
that still didn't change the fact of anything. So they told me that in order for me to have gotten any kind of protection from them of the sort that may have been anywhere close to the equivalent, some like a witness protection program, I had to have been physically harmed. Why should my life be at risk?
Physically, and you were physically harmed, in my opinion. I mean, the facts, not even opinion,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and emotionally,
Mm-hmm. Oh, in every
like
single
the
way.
every
In every
category.
single way. Like I live with this trauma every single day. Like I'm 420 friendly. I smoke. You know why
Gang, gang.
though? Because all of this up here, it's if I go without it, I'm gonna go on a downward spiral of crying, and I'm not gonna want to talk to anybody, and I'm not gonna want to do anything. Versus whenever I self medicate the way that I do with something natural like that, and I meditate and I feel amazing, I know how to think straight. And right now, because of everything that has happened to me, and because of the fact that the government, the judicial system has let me down, I am now afraid to even try to get a lawyer under the law, a lawyer under the government, the way, a free one.
Right.
I'm afraid to do that now because they have failed me already. So I have made a GoFundMe to see if anyone is interested in helping me. I have to raise about $10,000 total. 7,500 is going to be going towards a lawyer. I need 1,500 to start off, the paperworks and everything to get it rolling. Um, the rest of the money left over is going to be going towards my bail because I have to surrender myself because of the simple reason that, get this, because of me waiting too long, 4 days too long, to tell them the truth about what really happened, I am now going to possibly be charged with accessory to murder.
It's ridiculous.
I refuse to go down. I'm sorry. I'm going to get a lawyer and I'm going to get this case fought. And I refuse to get one from the state because, for all I know, you guys are going to try to screw me over again.
No.
I'm good. So I got to get this, I got to get this ball rolling. And I want people to realize that the judicial system fails us very much so. And it is time for somebody to start speaking up when it comes to this human trafficking deal. Because unfortunately, just about 2.5 weeks ago, my best friend's coworker, they work as maids, they work cleaning houses and stuff like that. Her coworker went missing in the middle of her shift. A single mother of two children. Now these two kids don't have their mother. What are they to do? This same exact incident happened in the same exact city where I was sexually assaulted and I was human trafficked. That
Hmm.
city does not do much when it comes to their, their victims and such of the sort.
Yeah.
And I want people to start gaining the confidence to stand up and get justice for themselves. If you need help trying to get justice for yourself, send me a message and I will hear out for you. And I will do my best that I can to hook you up with a lawyer that'll probably help you as best as possible. I have somebody who's a family friend of mine who told me she knows good lawyers in every single state. She, you know, she'll do everything possible to help me if I ask for the favor. So if there is somebody out there that needs the help and that needs to reach out to a lawyer that's going to fight a case just as difficult as mine, you could reach out to me on my Instagram, which is Miss Deadpoolio, as I had mentioned. It's MSDEADPOOLIO. That is also my tin can name, which is my podcast. My GoFundMe link, I will send it here to GJ Scruffy for whoever would like it. It is a little bit difficult
Absolutely.
for me to be able to send it here,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I want people to start waking up and realizing that this human trafficking stuff is right under our noses. And if anybody has ever gone through a rape in any kind of way possible, not exactly like mine, my inbox is also open to those who are afraid to speak. Because I know kids are out here getting raped, but they are too afraid to speak about it because they don't know if they're going to get in trouble. They don't know any better. A, adult men, grown men, boys. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me rewind that. Teenage boys in general, and men
Absolutely.
in society have been made out to be like, y'all got to be strong. If something happens to you, for example, Scruffy, if you were to get sexually assaulted, you were to have to sit there and look like a man and stand strong, and you have to defend yourself. But what if
Absolutely.
you couldn't? But what if you couldn't? Then what?
Yeah. Yeah. You
So
you we need to
people
empower
need
these
that
people.
strength.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, we all need to unite together, and women do the same thing. You don't know how to speak about it because of the simple reason that you don't know who's going to judge you, who you don't know who's going to sit there and say you probably wanted it. I've already had somebody sit there and say that about me. They called me a junkie whore
That's
and then
disgusting.
said I probably wanted it.
That's nuts.
What?
That's freaking crazy.
Like, all right, cool. There's people out here really calling me this.
No.
But I'm not going to allow that to take me down
No.
because at the end of the day, I'm still going to stand for what's right. I know what happened to me and I know what trauma I'm living with.
Yeah. No.
And as a matter of fact, here's the funnier part, I had bruises on the inside of my thighs, but I was told that I was lying about it.
How can someone tell you where these bruises are from? Like, how can they even justify that?
How
Especially
could
after
I
taking a
spread my
rape
own
kit.
legs like that?
Yeah.
I can't even reach my back halfway to scratch.
That's
So
just.
how could I cross my own legs like this? I'm sorry, but I'm 5'4". I'm built like a T-Rex. I ain't got big arms.
Hmm.
Like, how am
That's
I gonna give
crazy.
myself my own bruises?
It's crazy how they wouldn't even be like assuming positive and I mean not the word is not positive intent, but like from I just can't believe that they wouldn't assume that. I don't know. It just blows my mind how the
And the
system can fail
detective,
us.
yes, and the detective told me herself, if you really were a victim, you would have came to me like you did and told me the truth, and you would have wanted justice if you really were a victim. So are you saying that the people that don't speak up are not victims?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's ridiculous. I mean, mm-mm.
So it just makes you wonder. But this is, like I said, this is why I'm trying to start this GoFundMe, and I'm gonna try to close my case. And once I close my case, I'm gonna start doing this traveling across country, and I want to start a movement, and I want people to start taking this stuff real serious. It's
Absolutely.
time to wake up. It's time to wake up, and it's time for all of us to unite together and start giving each other some love. There's too much hate in this world right now. way too much
Yeah,
between all cultures.
and we definitely need a massive. I definitely been feeling that for a while that we need to not just like the big awakening, but also like multiple massive amounts of people actually emitting their energy out and like actually like using their superpowers because we're more than human. We're tapped
Mm-hmm.
into a bigger network, and we just need to understand how to tap in to really get these waves going. I know it's
Mm-hmm.
like a little deep there, but we need that. We need more of that in this life. And this is why we're here. We're here to bring light to your story, to empower people to voice their like voice themselves in a moment where
Mm-hmm.
they don't have it in them to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and to seek justice here.
Mm-hmm.
Because the system has failed you, Liz, and you know what?
Mm-hmm.
The Scruffy Life Army, the online, the internet, wherever you're listening from, any country, anywhere in the world that you might be listening from, please tap in, take call to action, join the movement. Please, you got to
Absolutely.
support this
Please.
work.
I call out to you as much as DJ Scruffy here calls out to you. Start stepping up to make a movement towards human trafficking and those who are rape victims. There needs to be justice for those, and there needs to be a safe haven for those who are victims and who are afraid for their lives.
Absolutely, we need that
Hmm.
yesterday. We need it now.
Hmm. Absolutely. Because I had to move out of state. And because of me, I knew there was going to be repercussions if I moved out of state. But I also told my detective that I had moved out of state.
Hmm.
I had told her that I left out of state for my safety because I was afraid, because I had heard through the grapevine that they had planned on lighting my house on fire with me in it alive.
Oh man, in the same person, or like this guy must be tapped into some other network.
People who knew him, people
Yeah.
he was sending after me.
Hmm.
I would have my roommate, I would have her go outside at night and look for me to make sure there was no one outside. And in the morning time, whenever she looked around again, she found footprints in the mud in our backyard, and she also found a footprint on our table in the backyard.
That's some scary shit. Talk
Mhm.
about like not being able to like let your shoulders down and relax or anything like much tense.
Mhm.
If I may ask, in those moments, did you seek any self defense courses? Did you did eh,
Mm-mm.
uh, anything like
Nope.
that?
I stayed locked up in my house. I stayed as silent as possible. I made moves as much as possible if it wasn't for a friend of mine who, shout out to him. He's currently in the UK working right now. If it wasn't for him sending me some money to get out of the North Carolina, to get out of the situation that I was in, Lord knows what would have happened. But I got out of there December 22nd, right before Christmas. Granted, my Christmas, was not the greatest. Like I come from a background where I'm very humble. If I don't celebrate a holiday, I don't get offended. I haven't celebrated my birthday since I was about 15 years old. I have not celebrated my birthday.
Hmm.
I haven't really had a Christmas since I was about 15 years old too. I haven't really had anything like that for a while. So I'm starting to reach that point in my life to where I'm ready to close this negative chapter, and I'm ready to find that brightness. And I
Abundance.
want people to see that they could do it too.
Absolutely.
I'm finding my happiness finally, and I'm finding my light and my brightness, and I'm finally finding my calling of what I really want to do. And I honestly, like I said, I think I'm going to be going to college to become a human rights activist because I want people to realize that there is such thing as coming from a dark spot and being that light that others can see that you are shining. Don't allow others words telling you, oh, you're never going to make it, you ain't never going to pull through, you're never going to be anything. No, don't let any of that try to take you down. You can make it.
That's right.
I'm 27 years old. I'm gonna be 28 this year. Granted, I don't really have
educational background, so they say. Like I have to go back to college and get my GED, and I got so and etc.
Right.
Believe it or not, I never graduated. As self-taught as I am, I have never graduated school because my mother took me out of school because my principal didn't like me because I backtalked.
You disagree and commit. You gotta do what you gotta
But
do.
she was like, "Well, you should put her in the community college. She's got some pretty good knowledge to go to community college." So I refused to go. I'm not gonna lie, that was my fault. I refused to go. I wasn't focusing on it. But I haven't got it. I want to get it, but I want to be able to get it when I can finally get a breather and I can focus on it.
Right.
Right now, I can't focus on it. Right now, I can't even get a job because I'm wanted by the cops. So, how am I supposed to try to get a job when I know that the moment that this job tries to look up my background, they're going to be like, "You got this on your background, man. We can't hire you."
Right. Mm-mm.
I can't even do
It's
that.
blocking. It's insane how much of an impact this has had in your life. And like, honestly, I didn't even think like,
I'm about to tell you the biggest shocker, by the way. I went to try to go donate plasma the other day, and I told them that I was a rape victim, and they told me that I couldn't donate for 4 months because I was a rape victim. When you're a rape victim, you get treated very much so differently everywhere you go.
hmm, that's crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
we're just donating blood here, plasma, right? That's
Plasma.
yeah. Like,
And because I told them that, I got deferred for 4 months. And if you're a mental health patient and you go in there and tell them that you're on these medications, okay, you have to show us that you're on these medications. Then you have to show us how long you've been taking them. Then you have to show us that you're still taking them.
right.
What? Excuse me. And then on top of that, if you're no longer taking them, you still have to show them the bottles. And then on top of that, you have to prove to them that you haven't taken them.
Damn.
I'm just trying to save somebody's life out here. Y'all asking for a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. That's some very strict shit for trying to do some a good deed. In my culture, we call
Mhm.
that a mitzvah. A good deed.
Exactly. It's a good thing to do that. And I believe in doing good things. I believe in doing good things and getting good things back. Um,
Absolutely.
my religion is Christianity. I believe in the Lord very much so. I pray to him, but I also believe in meditation. I'm very free spirited.
Same.
I'm Christian, but I'm technically free spirited. I'm like I'm a I'm a mixture.
A different frequency. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what
I'm
you
like a
mean.
mixture. I like to meditate. I like to connect with earth. I like to connect with nature. I like to connect with things around me, but I also like to talk to God. Because I'm pretty sure everybody talks to God in their own form, and I'm pretty sure everybody listens to God's voice in a different way.
Oh yeah.
I do.
Yep.
The way that I talk to God in my head, he's chill. He's my homie.
that's the
Like,
that's the OGG.
right now, this my homie.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Oh
I
man.
go to him, and he makes me feel good, and he makes me happy. And there's a lot of things and he keeps me strong, and he keeps me motivated. And what's crazy is that this godly power, this is another weird thing. I'm not sure how many people are out there that are spiritual, but I'm an empath. I don't know how much you believe in that.
It's 100%. I believe in empaths, people that are clairvoyant. I am totally tapped into that.
So I'm about to tell you something really creepy. Okay. So I have a tattoo over here that says hate. Okay. I'm not sure if you can
Okay.
see it.
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
It's in graffiti. It says
Yeah.
hate. If that tattoo itches, that means something bad is coming my way.
Oh wow.
If this one right here that says love itches, something good is coming my way. I just had this tattoo itch today. I don't know just my timeline on when this good thing is coming, but something good is coming.
Oh, I feel it. I feel it. Absolutely. I think justice serves, And I think for me, getting those 3 ads in a row, everything, like there's just a lot of like universal alignment beyond maybe some of the listeners' comprehension at this
Mhm.
moment. But I know from like my
Mhm.
perspective and from our perspective, this is, we are aligned to be here, to be
Mhm.
communicating this and putting that energy out there right now,
Mhm.
that that this is a call for help, but also a call for an uprising
Awareness.
and awareness.
Mhm.
And it's necessary that we're here, that we're here doing that. So Liz, I just can't,
Mhm.
I can't thank you enough for like for coming on and being able to share this, because it's something like
Mhm.
I take my hat off to, like legit.
Thank
You
you.
know, I got a
Thank you.
I got a 6 finger forehead, but but I'll take my, but I legit will take my hat off to you, just for being able to
I
share
appreciate
your
it.
journey here.
I appreciate it.
You know, and can you repeat for the audience uh your GoFundMe? Well, I'm gonna put it in the audience, but I'm gonna put it
Mhm.
in the link in the description of the video. But what is your tag handles again on the your main socials where people can contact you?
Okay, so my social media, my Instagram is Miss Deadpoolio, MSDEADPOOO. Oh my god, I can't
It's all
spell. Okay,
good. I'm still
I'm
gonna
pretty
link it
sure
in the
you guys know how to
description.
spell Miss. Yeah, go ahead. You got me in
Yeah,
it.
you're good.
So there's that. There's that,
I was
and then
just putting you on the spot.
oh,
I'm kidding.
you caught me slipping though. Then we also got my TikTok now that I think about it.
Okay,
The
okay,
TikTok name is Lizzie Lou, LIZZYLUI 08. That is my TikTok. I do have a
okay.
TikTok video about my GoFundMe. I also got some funny videos up there, and I also got videos about the things that I like to cook if you guys are foodies just like me.
Oh my God, I
Um,
saw that picture you sent me the other day. I'm like, oh, dude, she got the tricks, bruh. She got the
oh,
sauce.
dude, I made it homemade with some Madagascar vanilla bean, the whipped cream, and I whipped it by hand.
No mames. Oh my God. This is
I
bro.
got you.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means you, I expect within the next 6 months that you're gonna be like on YouTube on this new journey of like maybe posting like once every 2 weeks of one of your cooking videos. Because I'm telling you, all you gotta do is get like a cheap little tripod, maybe like
Mhm.
20, there's $15 to $20 on Amazon, and just click record. That's it. And so many apps where you can just edit in the app and just get it out there. Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's absolutely what I'm gonna do. As a matter of fact, I've already gotten my first two yeses on releasing my chili recipe to YouTube for people to make.
okay, okay,
People
get
want
it.
to make it. So I gotta make a video based
Okay.
on so
Oh
people can see
man,
stuff and stuff.
I'm getting all the links from you guys. Just know that in the link in the description of this video or whatever podcasting platform that you're
Mhm.
listening this from, you're gonna have all the ways to connect with Liz and be able to support the movement, call to action, and join us
Mhm.
on this journey for justice. And man, once again, Liz, I just want to thank you again for coming here. I think
Absolutely.
I think this has been this has been an eventful podcast, and I feel very empowered to do whatever Scruffy Life can do to support you
Of
in your
course.
journey.
Of course, absolutely. And, just speaking about it, as I have told many people, if you cannot donate out of your own pocket, I understand times are tough out here, but
Yeah,
share it.
share that
Share it
shit.
as much as possible. Sharing it means the most because you're not only sharing it for the simple reason that you're trying to, help me out, but you're also sharing it because it's my story. You're sharing my story for people to be aware of what happened to me. And my GoFundMe will tell you quite a bit of my story. It'll tell you the reasonings as to why. I will keep you guys updated as much as possible. I already posted my first update, which is like I said, I need 1,500 just to hire my lawyer so he can get the paperwork started and rolling.
Bang.
So, I already got that. I do have a Cash App and I have a PayPal for those that have, that needs those instead or would want those instead. Um,
I use this all the time.
I'll have to send you my info.
Yeah, please.
Um, that way you could have those. So I don't have to say them, here and have to try to spell them out and probably end up tripping and saying potato or something.
I got you. No,
But yeah,
definitely, absolutely. I'll definitely gonna be
definitely.
linking those. I use those apps all the time. Those are the, when I sell my merch, those are the main apps I use. So definitely, I'm gonna link those in the description. And I just want to thank everybody out there for if you stuck with us all throughout this journey here. Thank you, and make sure to take the call to action. And Liz,
Mhm.
thank you so much for coming on the Scruffy Life Sessions podcast.
Absolutely.
Oh man, oh, whew. What's next for you? What is next for you, Liz?
Oh, once
Once,
this
yeah,
chapter
once,
closed,
yeah.
like I said, I plan on looking for this Volkswagen van. I've already looked at a few. I found one for 22,000,
Okay.
and it's got the sunroof, like you could see out of the sunroof. Like the top part is glass, it's just solid glass, and there's little side windows too. Like it's perfect. It's 22,000. It's like it's 1968, I believe, is the model. But like I said, I've been looking. I'll have to look into those, getting one of them. Um, After I've saved up the money to get it. Um,
I'm
I
sending you a Scruffy
can
Life sticker the second that happens, or a magnet even.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna add it up there. I'm gonna
Uh,
slap it up
I'm
there, and
sending
I'm
that
gonna
shit
promote it.
ASAP.
Absolutely, yes. I'm the type of person I like to promote people. Especially small businesses and stuff like that. Like I like to promote people. As many tattoos as I have, my mom calls me a walking billboard because they're all different artists.
Ain't no wrong with that. I would, if I'm Jewish, but I would get a Blink 182 tattoo. That would be like probably like my first tattoo.
I actually have Deadpool tattooed on me,
Hey, lit, lit. That's
and
nice.
then I have a Hello Kitty Darth Vader right.
Oh my god. First of all, I just I have to say something about this. Okay. I remember earlier in the show you asked me if I talk to my angels or talk
Mm-hmm.
to like numbers or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, something I didn't share earlier in the podcast is I actually talk to or I communicate sometimes with imagery as well.
Uh-huh.
So during and still ongoing, but like I want to say the time where that particular angel in this time and continuum of my particular life in that space,
Mm-hmm.
it was through Hello Kitty in South Florida. When I lived in South Florida, Hello Kitty would pop up everywhere. And it's not one of those corny things where, like, oh, maybe this scene in South Florida has a lot of Hello Kitty stickers, Scruffy, like, grow the fuck up. Like, no, like, I'm telling you right now, the the vibration, the euphoria that overcome me, I felt like it was guiding me. It was like a stamp of approval, like checkpoint in the Scruffy life. This is a checkpoint. And so when you showed me, and for the record, we could have ended this show.
Here's your checkpoint.
We could have ended this show like minutes ago, and we could have never even seen that. But the fact that you showed me is just like fucking mind blowing, dude. This is literally the universe at its finest, aligning people. I feel like I feel right now this moment just gave me the stamp of gratification. I don't know if the word is gratification or a stamp of approval that I am on the fucking right path. This is the journey here. What we're doing right here, this is getting done. This is
You
getting
got
done.
it.
Oh my god, we're here. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man.
Absolutely.
That's a total mic drop for me. That's a total mic drop for me. I don't know. I was just about to like start talking about our views in the universe, but like I don't even want to distract the listeners anymore. Like this is it. You are on this journey. This is it, and we're probably gonna have to do multiple segments on this. This is gonna probably be a
Of
multi
course. Of
series.
course.
This is definitely going to be something that we're gonna have to continue to track
Mm-hmm.
closely. So just know that this, if you're open to it, this may be one of many episodes to track your
Mm-hmm.
case.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The lawyer did tell me that this is most likely going to be about an 8 month long battle.
Okay.
So I will be keeping absolutely everybody that donates and is able to help, or anybody who wants to be updated with my story. I'm going to keep everybody updated. Just follow on everything that is going on.
Absolutely. We will be up. I'm telling you, we will follow this all the way to where me and you are running a like podcast from your van
Mhm.
overlooking a view. That's what's gonna happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm
That's
throwing
what
it
that's
out
what I'm
there.
gonna make it happen.
It's
And
manifested.
eventually I'm gonna ask you a question actually before we cut off.
Okay.
In 10 years, where do you see yourself?
Oh, shoot it. Oh, shit. It's 2021. 10 years would be 31. I see myself in a moment of I see myself surrounded by the abundance of wherever my journey would have led me, but with the internal feeling of disconnecting more out of this realm and more into living off the earth, but having access to everything that this simulation wants to give and offer. Or maybe through
Mhm.
those 10 years, I've earned more capital that leads to maybe some materialism, but maybe I'll just draw completely out of that and just live off the land and just
Mhm.
be a good Amish boy. Like my dad always said I would make a good Amish boy. Side note. Um, but no, the truth be told, I see myself building a container home and having a complex of container homes with like a hybrid of like self-sustaining living. I'm a bug out. I'm like a bug out like doomsday prepper like all day. I got bug out bags, bug in bands. Like let's just say that I'm a little out there in that regard. So in 10 years, I think I would be surrounded by abundance and the things that bring me passion and satisfaction. But in the same way, I feel like I would be able to disconnect the plug from the conscious programming that is constantly being not just being admitted upon us, whether it's through 5G
Mhm.
or whatever the fuck. I just know that I want to be able to disconnect. I want the on and off switch to the distraction. Don't get me wrong. I track how often I'm on these socials,
Mhm.
but as a small business owner or artist, whatever, um, you wear so many hats. You're not just a DJ.
Mhm.
You're
Oh.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like
Mhm.
it's insane. So to answer your
Mhm.
question, that's where I see myself in 10 years, way more balanced, continuing my journey. The Scruffy Life journey will never end. I will be like as I want to be like Carl Cox freaking I want to outnumber Carl. I don't want to outnumber anyone, but like I want to smile as wide as Carl Cox on stage in my 50s and 60s, and I want to admit that energy. I feel like my life's purpose is to raise the human vibration to push the evolution forward so we can tap into our superhuman, and
Mhm.
that's what I'm here for. That's my goal.
Mhm.
That's my goal, is to raise the
Absolutely. You know
vibration.
what? I admire that. I like that answer.
Yeah.
Cause for me, I plan to have already gone to school, have everything, self together, prioritize, have my kids right. And I plan to open a business in half cafe, half dispensary.
Okay, okay.
My cafe is gonna have this little coffee machine. It's like a coffee vending machine, but if you push the button, you're gonna access my dispensary like that.
Kind of like a
That's your door.
speakeasy door. Oh
That's your that's
shit.
your door. You hit the button and it opens and you
Hmm.
go through and there's the dispensary.
Wow factor.
Um
Add to
so that's
cart.
my business. That's one. Number two is gonna be a bed and breakfast that's gonna be stoner friendly where you can rent out bongs and bowls if you just have spend and leave yours at home.
Okay.
Um I plan to also release a solution for people to use to clean their bongs and stuff. You
Okay.
know, an organic. I'm gonna find a solution that I can make
You got
organically for people. To
don't tell the secret sauce on the channel. Hold the
I'm
sauce.
not. And then my third business plan is not really a business plan. It's more or less something I feel that is needed. But I am going to be creating an establishment of a halfway house for teenagers of the 13 from 13 to 19.
Oh
Those
wow.
are the ages, because that's teenager for me. 13, 19, you're still teenager right there.
100%.
So that's going to be a halfway house. That's going to be a safe house for runaways, for abused, sexual abuse. I want these kids to be able to go there and know what it's like to learn love, to know what it's like to have a small family, to have people that care for them. They're going to be having free schooling there. They're going to learn about the real world before they are kicked out to go learn about the real world, such as the
Right.
sword. Um, so these are the plans that I have set in
Oh my
stone, and
god.
I'm ready for it.
It's there. It's there. It's been said. It's in
Hmm.
it's manifested. And you know what? One of my favorite affirmations, which I say daily, is I am abundant and abundance enters my I'm abundant and it oh my god, I just had a moment. I'm so sorry. I'm abundance. Oh my god. How many bloopers will it take? Okay. We're tracking like four already. I'm abundant and success enters my life effortlessly. I don't know why it took a second,
There we
but
go.
I'm
I
gonna
was
say it one
about
more
to
time.
say,
Yeah.
you could say you're baked like a bun in the oven. I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
um, I could actually go ahead and give you a new quote to live by if you like.
Okay,
This is a
shoot
quote
it.
that I created myself.
Okay, by
Live your
Liz.
life to the fullest and never be afraid to do it.
There you go, full send, and that's where I'm at right now. That's what
There
we're
you
gonna
go.
do. Oh my god, I love
Mhm.
it. Oh my god,
Mhm.
well, Liz, thank you so much for coming on the Scruffy Life Sessions podcast.
Absolutely.
This is your host, DJ Scruffy, and this is our guest, Liz. And let me not butcher your last name, but let me just make an attempt.
Liz Luiña Montalvo.
Oh, o sea,
I got
Latina,
two.
spicy. Okay. I love it. Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Scruffy Life Sessions. This is your,
God bless.
let's get it. Respect and love, raise the vibration, abundance for all, 2021 and the future. This is yours. Go get it. Work hard and do more.